Oh, hey, Krabby Hermit. We are outside. Hold on. We are in downtown Wilmington, the beautiful streets of downtown Wilmington. Beautiful street. And we're gonna do another house tour. I just shot a whole video inside this thing, but we'll do it live because that was really fun. And it's 78 degrees out here today, so that is badass. Y'all can barely see me in this thing. Yeah, this house is incredible. They just price dropped it today. So it was $1.1 million, slightly out of my budget. And now it's $1,050,000. So anyway, we'll go inside, but I'm gonna wait just like I did last time for a couple more people to show up. Let me spin this thing around and show you just the general exterior. This is on 5th Street in downtown Wilmington, and that all the way down there is our very well-known fountain, beautiful church. I'll tell you, Krabby Hermit went to church there. So let me tell you while we're waiting for other people to show up, that church, during a hurricane, the steeple completely blew off and was rolling around in the street down here. So all kinds of history in Wilmington. All right, but this is where we're going inside. Let me just pan around here. Yep, the steeple blew off. Just get a couple more people and then we'll rock and roll. The inside is finished, unlike the last one we saw. All right. So I'm debating whether to tell you the whole history now or just wait. Maybe we'll just go do the inside and I'll put the rest of the history of the house up later. But this is a true mix of old versus new. So here, this is the original iron gate. And then inside, let me spin this around. All right, now look at things like this. So they have preserved all the original hardware. That is the original brass doorknob. Look at the detail. And then, look at that. It's amazing. And the detail on the door. So they actually went back and stripped all the paint off of these. And so that is the original wood on here. But you got a big fancy southern porch. And then look at this. The original. Oh, they're so pretty. All right, y'all ready to go inside? Let's go. So again, the most recent owners went back and they took all the paint off of the wood. But some of this might be new. This looks pretty new. But in general, all that was scraped to bring it back to the original look. So we'll start here. So just like the other house that we were in, same kind of spacing. You have your men's parlor or your women's parlor, and then another parlor over here. And that's how they were laid out. But look at the floor. Look at all the nails, all the pieces in the hardwood floors. I think there are 7 pocket doors in this property, but I'll show you how these work. These are really neat. Let me put this down. All right, can you see? Let me put this up. All right, these doors, not on this one. Come on, Casey, get with it. Let me show you on this one. Here we go. Okay. Really, really thick walls. You have to have thick walls to hold the door. They come out like this. They're kind of stuck. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's old hardware, and it's just how it's gonna be. But they kind of hang, so they're only attached at the top. And that was, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that much, but that's how these old pocket doors. I had them in the Babe Cave, and they're really neat. The one thing I don't like about pocket doors is that, let me show you the spacing here. See how thick the wall has to be to accommodate this door, this whole mechanism? The problem is that in very old houses, it's basically a straight shot down to the basement. So like a lot of cold air would come in here and bugs and that sort of thing. That's not great. But that's the pocket door system. All right, let's go back to the beginning where we were. Hold on, let me spin this around. All right, whosever name is Kai, Kai, if you could go somewhere else instead of posting 500 smiley faces while I'm talking, that would be great. Thanks. House was built in 1818, but I may make you wait for the full video for that. But so this is the front. And I'll spin around here. Beautiful hardwood floors. I don't know if that's marble, but I sure am hoping. Look at that. There's 7 fireplaces in this house. And look at that, all the engraving. Oh, they're so beautiful. So beautiful. Again, another whole pocket door system right here. And now let's go. I'm gonna guess that this was maybe more like a family parlor on this side. There are the ceiling roses. I talk about those in almost every house tour video. Does anyone remember what the purpose of a ceiling rose is? The ceiling rose up here? Anyone remember what those do? They're both functional and beautiful. Let me know if somebody remembers the answer to that. Now on this fireplace, check these out. Look at that tile work. Are they functional? No, that's like a gas insert right there. Here's the thing. Whenever you sell old historic homes downtown, people, especially people from up north, they always want to know, like, can we actually burn wood in this fireplace? And I'm like, are you going to cut down a palm tree and try to burn it? Like, we don't have firewood. It's 78 degrees outside today. What are you going to use this for? Nothing. You're just going to put pretty stuff up on top. So most of them are not operational in the South, and that's not a bad thing because those bricks are probably well over 100 years old, which means the mortar is over 100 years old, which means it fall down and go boom if you put a fire in there. So most of our fireplaces in the South are not working. They're just decorative. These are not original, and I only know that they are stunning. They're beautiful, and again, that's another pocket door system there. But if I look here, this is where you kind of find your clues. The molding of the wall carries behind this. So if it was a true built-in, that wouldn't happen. It would actually be built into the wall. So those were added sometime after the fact, but this is the part that is just so stunning. How in God's name did someone do that? Okay, so Dean Lewis got it right on the ceiling medallions right here. So here's the deal. I'll reiterate this. You'll probably hear it in every video because these are my favorite things. Ceiling medallions right there, that is not original to the house. I can just tell by looking at it. That's plastic or PVC. But here's how the medallions worked. So at the time, like late 1800s, early 1900s, they didn't have electricity, or they might not have had electricity. So your light system that hung here would have been something like an oil lamp or candles. And that creates soot. So all this soot is like flying up onto the ceiling. So it didn't take them too long to figure out that if they put a medallion like that up on the ceiling, then all that soot would bellow up to the ceiling. It would collect on the ceiling rose, and then they could just take it down, wash it, and repaint it. And that was a lot easier than cutting a hole in the damn ceiling and repatching it. So we don't see these really in any modern builds, but they're beautiful. I think they should be there. They're just so lovely, but they really were more of a functional feature. All right, let's spin around. Again, you have another pocket door right here, and then here we have an inlay. And I can't imagine putting this floor down by hand, all these little pieces of nails. Craftsmanship. We used to have it. I'm gonna guess that this fireplace is actually original because it is fitted against the wall. But these are really lovely. Look at these. These are true built-ins. So the reason why in this era, this period of history, we see built-ins is because people are not like us. They didn't have rooms to go or IKEA. They didn't have a ton of furniture. So it made sense to put your furniture essentially inside the house. We don't really do that anymore. I don't know why. You can see all the layers of molding up there. All the different layers. All right, let's get back at it. Another beautiful fireplace. And the tiles on this one are just slightly different. And now I'm going to show you the kitchen, and this is going to blow your mind. So this was done recently, which obviously, that is not ye old tile. That is new. But so here we have something of a sunroom, breakfast room, and then this kitchen is wild. Look at this. Tiffany lamps, walnut custom countertop. Look at the red in that. Oh, it's so beautiful. You look out onto the backyard, not much because we're in downtown, but look at this kitchen. This is insane. Tiffany lamps. We still have some built-ins on both sides. These are really lovely. I'm almost afraid to touch anything in here, but I'm still gonna do it. Gorgeous. Look at that. And so then they took the time and effort, as you should do with an old house, and then they built the new in with the old. Now, those are two very different colors, but it does tie in. 6-burner gas stove, all custom cabinetry. That's a marble backsplash right there. This is a warming drawer. I don't know actually what it does, but you see them in fancy houses. And then look, oh, is that not stunning? It's right out of a damn magazine. Can anyone guess what kind of sink this is? What kind of sink is this? These you see very rarely. Anyone want to take a guess what that's made out of? Come on, somebody's got to know what that is. Onyx, yes, awesome, Christina. This is an Onyx Sink, and I don't even want to know how much that costs. But can you imagine, you're doing your dishes, and that's what you look out on. Just beautiful downtown Wilmington. This kitchen is wild. And then you've got this little prep station over here, and then this is unfortunate, but people do it, fake sliding barn doors. Those should only be in a barn, not in here. And then this is what's called the butler's pantry. So they've got another sink over here and some additional cabinetry back here. And then here, this is a list of all the renovations done. And I will let you guess at the end how much you think the remodel on this house costs. And then this they added after the fact, but this is a custom bar. And the detail on this, people made these by hand. That's the part that blows my mind, was that all that had to be carved. All those little pieces. It's amazing. And I love when mirrors start to get this, the antiquing. Oh, they're so beautiful. Let me go back here and show you again. Hi. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, let's go upstairs because this house has a bathroom that I don't know. I think it's the best part of the house. Look at the staircase. All those unique windows. I'll quick show you this bathroom downstairs because the floor is gorgeous. Pedestal sink. Obviously, all this is new, but to their credit, they really made an effort to sort of stay in the design theme. This is obviously brand new, but it's appropriate for the period of time. They didn't have wooden vanities back then. And then keeping all the original hardware. These are the original glass knobs, and you'll see them all throughout the house. All right, let's go upstairs. I'm gonna look up the staircase. All the way up. We're going all the way up. You can tell this, they had to scrape this. So this was painted, and then they went back and they scraped all the wood to bring back the original wood. And you can tell, but can you imagine having to get white paint out of all this? Nope. All right, let's go. And see the old textured glass. And then all the way at the top, another ceiling rose. Okay, let's get to the good part first. Check out this bathroom. If this isn't house porn, I don't know what is. You've got the original cast iron tub with the original tile. This is legit Subway. And this has all the wearing. Oh, it's so beautiful. With that. And then you've got your wall mount fixtures. That kind of patina, that aging, does not look beautiful on new tile, but adds so much in these old houses. And this is another thing. When we talk about restoring or remodeling, a remodel is putting new, but they actually went and kept these old school lights operational to honor the house. That is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Let me get back over here. Look at that. That is extraordinary. These are so beautiful. Now, obviously, this is new. This is not ye old vanity. That's new. But they tied it in so well. They put the backsplash on, but then tied it into the original fixtures. I've tried to open this and I can't, and I don't want to break it. But look at oh my gosh. That's just so pretty. And then this is a human car wash. This is kind of funny. So here's the shower, right? Tiny. Watch. You just stand in here and just start turning around. And you'll eventually get clean. How cool is that? Oh, I want this house. If we all go in on it, we might be able to afford the down payment. Okay, master suite. Smart enough to put the washer and dryer upstairs so that they're close to their clothes. However, I will say, on a house this old, let me spin this around. I did this in the Babe Cave, and I'll just give you a warning about historic properties and doing this. The thing you have to know is that these joists, the whole structure, was built in an era where that didn't exist. So there's something called like the dead load or the drop load, and every house is sort of weighted, or code is not the word, but basically is like how much weight can the house handle. And it's different in historic than it is in a brand new home. A brand new home, you've got different nails, screws, all that. This is probably held together by those like square nails. The good thing is that wood that is this old is probably as strong as steel, because it's old wood. It's not the like turn and burn fast stuff today. But anyway, when you put this much weight on old joists and it's a machine that's gonna shake, Sometimes you have to go back in and like actually secure the joist because the house isn't meant to withhold that, and the shaking of the washer or dryer might crack the plaster. So I'm gonna guess, because these are brand new floors in here, that they probably went back in and like did some engineering. But on an old house, you cannot just throw a washer and dryer upstairs and like call it a day. No. The other thing is, for everybody, no matter what kind of house you live in, if you have a washer and you put it on the second floor, please put a pan underneath it, because if it leaks, it will just go straight downstairs, and that's not what you want. All right, so they put in a whole custom closet system. Beautiful. I would actually have to buy some clothes to live here. And then here, through the glass knob doors, is what I'm guessing is the master bedroom. Now, master bedrooms in old houses like this are not going to be very big, and this one isn't, but it does have its own porch and looks out into the back. Again, more of that beautiful hardware. So pretty. And then we sort of get into a maze of bedrooms, and I'm going to ask who can identify what is missing in these bedrooms. Beautiful light fixture. So this is a bedroom off of the master. Another fireplace. Anything missing? Closets. Thank you, Linda. That's right. And I'm going to talk a little bit about closets. One more. I just have to marvel at this window system here. This staircase is stunning. Gorgeous. All right, let's just go through here, and then you'll really notice it. Now everybody can see it. There are absolutely, positively no closets in any of these beautiful bedrooms. This is bedroom number 3. And then we'll do bedroom number 4. Has its own fireplace. And then this is the only other bathroom up here, and it is equally as beautiful. Here they used a marble flooring. A little ambitious on a bathroom, marble does stain, but again, old school, heavy duty tub, wall mount faucet, and then they kept the original. Let's see if I can open this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so neat. This is brand new, but they did a good job again of keeping with the period. And same thing, this old tile. Now, if somebody left a tile job and it looked like this in new construction, we would fire them. But it just works. Like the aging on this, I don't know. I just think it's really lovely. And then we have stained glass window here. And then here's our last bedroom. Very sunny. This is a beautiful room. And this looks out onto the streets of downtown Wilmington. Yep. And my office is right around the corner. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about the closet thing, and then I guess I need to go back to work. Actually, I need to go edit this video. First, and this is actually really cool and important, the reason that I'm in this house, shooting all this house porn of this beautiful property, is because the TV station that I used to work for, I talked to one of the producers there, and they said, hey, would you be interested in doing a series, like a weekly series, about cool old houses or luxuries, something like that, like do house tours for that. And I'm like, you mean the thing that I spent 7 months in a van driving around the country doing? And they're like, yeah, would you be down for that? I'm like, oh, yeah. So this is the first one we did. So the camera lady, it was a camera lady, she and I just did a whole tour of this house. We had to do kind of an abridged version. You'll get the longer version on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so that's going back to TV. And we'll be doing all kinds of house tours and properties. And, maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to go in someplace beyond Wilmington. So there's that. But, all right, bedrooms with closets. People mistakenly think that you have to have a closet for it to be considered a bedroom, and that's not true. It's not true, especially in old historic homes, and the reason for that is because they didn't have them. Now this bedroom does. So that is sort of a unicorn. But in a lot of these old homes, they just didn't have closets because they brought in a armoire or a dresser, and they didn't have a lot of clothes. So there was no reason to add in closets. So sometimes people will add them, like you'll see in a historic property, they'll like put like a corner closet, but not usually. So you don't have to have a closet for something to be called a bedroom. You do have to have 2 points of egress, and that means 2 ways to get out of the room. That is for safety issues. And the bedroom also has to be accessible from the main area of the house, meaning if you have to walk through another bedroom to get to it, that cannot be called a bedroom. So just little quirky things about appraisal and selling homes that you might not know otherwise. I've walked up and down these stairs at least 50 times like I own this place. All right, so last thing we're gonna do, I told you that it was priced $1.1 million. And then this morning they price dropped to $1,050,000, which at first I was a little bit skeptical about, but now that I've seen the inside, yeah. I would love to have a buyer for this house because I want to come hang out with them and walk up and down the stairs. All right, you've seen the house. I've shown you the new, the old, all the renovation, this incredible Onyx Sink, which like, where do you even find that? All right, who wants to guess how much the restoration of this house costs? How much, now I know you don't know necessarily everything that was done to it, but like how much do you think it cost to bring this thing back to life? Because it was in okay shape, but it wasn't in great shape. So would anyone want to throw out a number? Because they left a list of everything that it took to get it to how it looks today. So what would you think it costs? Krabby Hermit says 500,000. Nope, not 500,000. Come on, throw out some other numbers. I'll start telling you some of they stripped and sanded all the wood, foundation repair, added gas lights, added storm window, new roof for $23,000. $299? No. $200? No. $350? No. $1 million? No. That would mean that the house started at $100,000. $2 million? No. Remember, it's priced at 1.1-ish. $750? No. $350? No. Come on. They added HVAC, new HVAC, ductwork, 1.1 million. No, 1.1 million is how much the house costs. 175? No, that's not it. Totally new kitchen, antique bar. Antique bar costs $5,000. I would think that would be more. 250, 675, 900, 700. No, all right, I'll just tell you. $426,150. That's a big renovation. That's expensive. But you know what? If you can afford an Onyx Sink, you can afford that. Anyway, hey, Supreme Leader. I haven't seen you in ages. I've also not been posting a lot, so the problem could be me. But let's blame it on you instead. All right. Well, I'm going to get to editing some of the footage from here, but I may just put up the video that the TV station shot instead. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that takes off. All right, so I'm gonna go sell some houses, and yeah, does anyone have any other questions about this house or anything else before I go? Now that I realize that my eyeliner is smearing off my face. The renovation would cost more than the materials. I don't know what that means. All right, thank you, Gina. All right, good, everybody, all good stuff. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone has any questions. So we're gonna find another cool old house, and then we'll go tour. And then what I'm hoping is that people will start seeing this on the TV and like start suggesting other houses, and then we can get into like some really, really cool ones. And then the plan is in the springtime to start going to the luxury, like the beachfront mansions. So we're gonna get to do some cool shit, but we've been doing cool shit on here for a really long time. So, all right, everybody, if that is, oh, I did promise the history. All right, I'll tell you the history because I'm not sure that I'm gonna put up the video if I just take the one from the TV station. Here's the history, and I practiced this all morning long on the treadmill out loud because I needed to say it in one swoop when the camera was in here shooting. So maybe I'll be able to do it again. All right, 1818, almost more than 200 years ago. There's an ad posted in, I'm going to try to find a room that's less echoey. There's an ad posted in the Cape Fear Record, which is like a local newspaper. And it says that the new house on the hill built by Mr. William McKay is now for rent. And that it sat on the most pleasant and healthiest site in all of town. That was what the ad said. And he had built the original structure, but then he ended up moving it. So the house that was originally here didn't look like this. But he moved the structure and he did all kinds of changes to it. Then in 1838, a Dr. James Barry, he bought it and he did all kinds of restorations, so much so to the point that he had to actually petition the Historic Society to do so. And we actually still have copies of those requests or permits that he asked for. And then in 1900, the house went through another renovation, and that was done by a David O'Connor, who was also a Wilmington realtor. And David spent $3,800 on this house, which is kind of laughable, but that was 122 years ago-ish. I'm gonna go back to my favorite place, which is this kitchen. I just can't get over this thing. Like, I would have to learn how to use something more than the microwave to actually live here. Anyway, David bought the house. He did a whole renovation. And so basically, over the many, many years, this house has undergone several cycles and evolutions to get to where it is today. And the current owners have done a lot of the heavy lifting because they updated the system. So anybody can come in and put in a beautiful kitchen like this, but you actually have to update the plumbing and the electric and all kinds of things like that. The roof, the HVAC, blah, 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 blah. And so that is the history. So Jack has asked, I think about 5 times, what's going on with the mobile van. And so I'll say real quick, the mobile babe bus real estate office is on hold temporarily. And here's why: because of some tax reasons, like when I have to purchase, my hair is all messed up. It just came down to a timing issue. So the dealerships are delayed, things are coming in late. And then I had to purchase it this year so I could claim it on this tax year. And there was just everything just didn't really line up perfectly. But the big issue was a couple weeks ago I came home. Now, obviously, you know, I moved out of the babe bus or the war wagon, and I sold it, and then I moved into an apartment, and that was fine because, truth be told, when you're a real estate agent, you spend 7 days a week managing other people's houses. So when I come home, the last thing that I want to do is manage my own house. So having a rental was fantastic. Something broke, I called somebody. I broke something deliberately, I still called somebody. It was great. I didn't have to do anything, and it's small, so it's easy to clean and just deal with. Anyway, I'm paying $1,200 a month for a postage stamp, which may not be a lot to you, but in Wilmington, that's incredible, way too high. And but that's the going rate of rent now because of the real estate market. I came home a couple weeks ago when I still had the van, the new mobile real estate office under contract, and there was a note on my door that said that my rent was going up $250 a month for no other reason than that they can. And that's ridiculous. To pay $1,550, oops, sorry, I got a low battery warning, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Anyway, so I did the math on that. I work in real estate, and it made no sense to continue to pay $1,550 a month for a rental. That's just dumb. So I literally walked across the street and put a townhome under contract, And so that combined with like the delays at dealerships and all that, it just means that the van is going to be a little bit later. So it'll be sometime next year, but not right now. And if you've kept up with what's going on in the RV world, as with the real estate world, just they're having quality issues. They can't get supplies. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff going on. So it's all right. It'll happen. It's just not going to happen immediately. So delayed gratification, like, it's okay. It's okay. I get to walk around with you in beautiful houses in the meantime. So life could be worse. All right. Well, I actually have to get back to work. So I'm going to wrap up here and I will bring you on the next tour. Until then, I will see you later, weirdos.